Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to go ahead and talk about Married to Medicine. I know that I am really, really late with this review. Girl, the new the new episode this week's comes on in a couple of days. But I was in New York for New York Fashion Week. Came back with the cooties. Thought I had that 19, baby. Okay. I took a test a couple of days ago. It came back negative, thank God. But I'm still we're almost at the finish line. It's almost out of my system. So, anyways, we're just going to talk about the important parts. This is not going to be a very detailed review like I usually sometimes do with other shows, but because I'm so late, we're not going to go through all of that. I'll start out with this though, so just work my way up. It's the last day of the girls' trip. I thought Contessa did a good job on the girls' trip. The house was fab. I mean, besides the room situation, that really irritates my soul. It is what it is. But they had a personal chef. The house was nice. The boat was nice. So I thought Contessa did a good job. Um, come to find out, Dr. Scott, he's been wearing glasses because he had surgery on his eyes. So that's the reason why. Remember, I think it was last episode when Dr. Con- when Dr. Contessa was packing. I saw Scott sitting on the bed and he had on sunglasses, and I'm like, why does he have on sunglasses? And I was like, it had to be like some type of surgery or something because I know he's just going to be sitting in the house with sunglasses on. So, anyways, um, girl, y'all know who I really want to talk about? Girl, King. He's nasty to me. I'm sorry. King is nasty. He's nasty and he's mean. And listen, you like who you like and you don't like who you don't like. And I'm not here to convince anybody to like Quad. If you don't like Quad, I don't care. That's not my mama. That's not my sister. That's not my cousin. I don't know that lady. So if you like it, I don't give a damn. But if you watch this episode, there's no way you can you girl the girl, okay, hold on. Girl, let's just talk about King and Quad. Cause that's because I don't care about nothing else. So Quad breaks to the ladies. Quad tells the ladies that basically the egg retrieval, it wasn't a success. So she is breaking down. Of course, girl, I don't want to sound insensitive, but y'all know I go up for Quad. Quad, I think, is one of the best reality TV stars. Girl, if I had a Mount Rushmore of reality stars, Quad would be right up there. She would. Um, but Quad is very over the top, which I love. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna leave it alone. So Quad is tells the ladies that the IVF, the journey wasn't a success, right? And she says that she should have listened to Simone and Jackie when they told her to freeze her eggs. Um, and now, basically, she has doubts about the process. She may not be able to have a baby. I want to say this because I have been seeing, this is no shade, I have been seeing some of you, some people on Twitter say that, well, this is what Quad gets for making fun of Sweet Tea. Quad never made fun of Sweet Tea. What Quad told Sweet Tea at the reunion was that you made a promise that your ass hasn't held up to, which was you slid into that nigga's DM talking about I can give you what you want. I can give you a baby. All that bullshit that Sweet Tea was saying. That's what Quad said, which is what Sweet Tea did promise Dr. G. She never made fun of Sweet Tea's journey of trying to have a baby. If she did, y'all need to tell me the episode so I can go back and watch and I'll come back and say, oh, okay, she did. But I don't remember Quad ever making fun of Sweet Tea having a baby. She called Sweet Tea out at the reunion and said, you made a promise to the nigga that your ass basically, girl, hasn't held up. That's not the same of making fun of someone for not being able to have a baby. Um, so anyway, she tells the group, it's all dramatic. Contessa's like, oh my God, Quad, oh my God, what is it? Because Quad just burst out crying at the table. They were about to leave and go back to Atlanta. And so Quad, just burst out crying and, what is it, Quad? Oh my God, Quad. Girl, I said, girl, this is so dramatic. So she gets back to Atlanta. Girl, I can't even think. She gets back to Atlanta. And her and King are in the kitchen. And she's fixing their plates, making their plates. They're about to eat. And she gets him one of the smaller forks, a baby fork. And he says, well, you know what I'm going to do with this? I hate those small forks. I hate those. I do not like eating with the smaller forks. Anyways, I mean, I will, but. She says, have a baby and feed the baby. And so he's looking through the drawer and he says, you need one, right? And she was like, yeah, but not a baby one. And then he says, ain't nothing baby about you. I thought, it's one thing for me or us to have an opinion about Quad's journey of trying to become a mother. I don't think Quad really want no fucking kids. I really don't. I think Quad is okay being the black fab girl with a nice house, 2 dogs, with a nice car. I really think Quad is okay being the rich auntie on some Tracy Ellis Ross type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, it's one thing for us to feel a certain way about Quad and for us to have our opinion about Quad. But I do believe that when it comes to your partner, they should be supportive. But we know that we don't know. I have had a strong opinion about King not really wanting to have any more children, right? I feel as though the writings have been on the wall for a minute, just based off of the things that he said, the way that he behaves. I felt like he was never fully in this journey of having another baby. I've been very vocal about, girl, it ain't nothing wrong with it is what it is. Quiet, you're going to be a single mama, right? Like, you do know you're going to be raising that baby by yourself. So when he made that comment, being that you just received the news that the retrieval process, I guess, didn't work. Is that the correct way to say it? And now the joke can come across, ain't nothing baby about you. While yes, some people could imply that, oh, he maybe was talking about the fork because they were talking about forks, right? But I still feel like you have to watch what you say because the implication could also be that you're talking about her not having a baby. It's like, girl, what are you doing? Like, it's too soon. I just feel like I was like, okay, that's kind of mean. And so it goes to Quad's confessional and then it comes back and then you hear Quad saying, we have to be careful in choosing our words. Now, I don't know if I'm sure they were having another part of the conversation that we just were not privy to or they didn't show. But that's where it started out when Quad came back from when they showed Quad, when they ended Quad's confessional. And then he says, I disagree. Why would you disagree about being careful about choosing our words? Because It sounds like you're being mean, nigga. If you know that Quad, let's just say, you know Quad wants a baby and Quad isn't having a baby, you need to be careful with the words that you choose, especially right now because it's a sensitive time. So when you say shit like, ain't nothing baby about you, and then she says, you know, we have to be careful in choosing our words, and you say, I disagree. What is it to disagree about? What are we disagreeing about? By being nicer in the words that you choose? By being careful in what you say, especially at this time? What is this? What are we disagreeing about? Girl. So they're outside eating, and then he asks her what happened on the girls' trip. So she starts to say what happened on the girls' trip, you know, about Heavenly, didn't come at first. And then he says, I'm about done with this fish. Can we get to the good part? And she looked. There were a couple of times where Quad looked at King like, whoa, what are we doing? And that was one of those times. She says, what will make it more exciting for you? And so she starts to tell him how she broke the news to the girls and how she didn't want to cry. And then he said, let me guess, you cried a river. And then she looked like, I'm like, what is this? And then he was like, okay, let me stop making all jokes and fun aside. Like what? I was just like, girl, she's mean and she's nasty. Girl, get off my TV screen. King, you giving too much. I see why they broke up. Okay. Girl, you better be happy you didn't have no baby with that nigga. Girl, that was a blessing in disguise. Hello? Sometimes not having a baby is really a blessing. Because you can have a baby with the wrong motherfucker. Okay, girl. Sometimes, girl, my YouTube notification just came up. Yes, sometimes not having a baby can be a blessing in disguise. Because you can have a baby with the wrong person. And it could be a headache for a very long time. And I think that having a baby with King would have been the wrong person. And quiet as it's kept, I'm still questioning King when he said he wanted a masculine child. And you over there having a baby with a whole motherfucking queen. A gay queen. Because Quad ain't nothing but a over the top gay man. Do you hear me? Like I said, girl, even if they did have a baby, and even if and they had a son, and even if he was straight, he wasn't gonna be masculine. Girl, not with a mama like Miss Quad. Miss Quad, she got it. She got it. I said, ooh, girl, get King off of my TV screen, girl. He's nasty. I thought, girl, you not gonna make me the butt of your jokes, motherfucker. I'm already going through it, thinking my body, thinking I'm not no woman because I can't carry a baby, because I can't get pregnant, and here you go making jokes and shit. Anyways, Toya and Jackie, they're doing the Met Gala. Excuse me. So Toya and Jackie, they're doing the Met Gala, and girl, Toya is basically, I guess, CFO. Girl, when Heavenly said, Jackie, bitch, how you putting the bitch who won't pay her taxes as a CFO? Toya now wants everybody to basically get on board. Toya for the last couple of years has been hell on wheels, not really wanting to contribute, not really wanting to give, money to help. She claims that she thought, I guess it was always just about Jackie or just a couple of people, when the whole time it's really been about the group. So Quad basically told her, then girl, what if we just decide to sit out this year and then just pick it up next year? I was with Quad. Now all of a sudden now your name is on it, and you have an important role to make sure that this is a success. And now you want everybody to get on board. Well, bitch, I don't want to be on board. Because the last couple of years, bitch, you gave us hell. And didn't want to help do nothing but just give us a few bottles of that goddamn barefoot wine your ass was selling down at the Mary Kay Wine Productions. Okay? Is she still a Mary Kay sales girl? Because I told y'all that's all Toya was. Girl, Toya was a Mary Kay salesperson. I ain't gonna never respect Toya for having this platform for this long and not doing nothing with it. Girl, Toya should have came out with a tequila line. Toya should have came out with a wine line. Toya could be rolling in the dough. Toya is a tequila girl on the show and the wine girl on the show. And at this show, if they yank Married to Medicine off the air tomorrow, Toya ain't gonna have no type of streams of income. What, that children's book y'all said she wrote in 73? Girl, I guess, girl. Anyways, yeah, so everybody has to contribute $2,500, which is the same amount from last year. Toya basically just wants everybody to get on board because, again, now she's pretty much, one of the head bitches in charge. What else? Because all I really wanted to talk about was Quad and King. Oh, I do want to say this, though. Girl, shout out to Erica De Niro TV. I was watching her review. Not this week. I haven't watched this week's yet. The one from, I think, last week. She made some good points. Some stuff I do actually agree with. I changed my mind on some stuff. Heavenly ain't all the way wrong with Simone. She not. The truth of the matter is, the fact of the matter is, and I did state this, that Toya and Simone did start with Heavenly when Heavenly walked in the building at an Angels event, right? That started the roller coaster for the night. Y'all know I go up for Simone. Simone used to be, I don't go up for Simone anymore. I still like Simone. But Simone used to be one of my faves. Like, Simone was my girl. Simone was my girl before Dr. Heavenly was my girl. I didn't like Dr. Heavenly at first. I always loved Dr. Simone from the get-go. But we have to be honest, girl. Heavenly using the words aggressive and unhinged. And I said this, girl, she was aggressive and unhinged. She was. But that wouldn't be anything to the diva's point. That wouldn't be anything that would affect Simone's career. One, Simone is about to retire. Facts. Girl, at this point, your patients are your patients. Simone has been on TV for over 12 years. 12 seasons. Bitch, all of the hollering, cussing, yelling, bring it, bitch. Girl, if you ain't lost no patience by now, Heavenly saying that you were aggressive and unhinged and she doesn't feel safe around you is not gonna make you lose no patience. And again, Simone is 1 foot out of the door. Simone is about to retire. Where versus Heavenly is starting a new journey. So why do you expect Heavenly to give a fuck about you when you don't give a fuck about Heavenly? Even if you don't agree or even think that Heavenly should be trying to run for office, as a friend group, you should still you should just shut up and just be, you know what? If that's what you want to do, cool for her. That's it. But to play a game and to shit on what Heavenly is trying to do, that's unfair too. It is. And I was like, you know what? That's true. So with that, girl, I'm not really team Simone all the way no more. I still agree though that I don't like the fact that Heavenly did throw what Simone said in her face after that heart to heart. Even though it was the truth. It was the truth. You're not mad at me. You mad at your fucking household, bitch. Right? It was the truth. But I don't think that Heavenly still should have said it. But yeah. Simone and Toya started that shit, then got mad when Heavenly basically hit her with a 2-hitter quitter. Heavenly was acting like a Karen though. I'm still sticking on that one though. Okay. Heavenly was acting like a Karen. Anyways. Girl, that's pretty much it, girl. Dr. Jackie's. Let me. Okay, Dr. Jackie is coming out with a scrub line. I thought I saw something on Instagram. I think sometime last year. So Dr. Jackie is coming out with a scrub line. Yeah, girl. That was. I just really wanted to talk about King and Quad. Let me look over these notes. Contessa has a nice boat. Dr. Scott had surgery on his eyes. That's why he was wearing those sunglasses. King mentioned to the men that him and Quad no longer have sex 15 times a week, basically due to the IVF treatment. He doesn't share. I thought it was nice that he didn't share the news with the men about what had happened with the IVF. So clearly Quad prepped him before that scene and said, hey, I know it's probably going to come up. Don't say nothing. So I appreciated that. Bitch, I put Angel fine as hell. Did y'all see Angel on that boat? Bitch, Angel fine than a motherfucker. Bitch, I said, God damn. Angel is fine. Ooh. Girl, what did Hostella got her groove back say? Girl, if he moves like that on the dance floor, then how does he move in the bedroom? I'm paraphrasing. That's how I was looking at Angel like, baby. I'm not going to tell you what I was thinking. Can I say it? I'm gay. I was thinking, baby, I wonder how she fuck. That did cross my mind like, bitch, Angel fine as hell. King mentions to everyone that basically, King mentions to the men were out, that everyone has a problem with Toya and that she didn't support Heavenly. And then it was so funny because Damon was standing right beside Eugene and you could see Damon start to slowly move away from Eugene. They held a cute town hall on the boat. Brandy asked a good question. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. You're a messy reality TV star. Why should people vote for you? Basically. Did y'all hear when Scott said he was on the phone with Dr. Contessa and he said, I'm in the kitchen, Lauren's making me a turkey sandwich. I know the motherfucker had surgery on his eyeballs. But it just made me say, this motherfucker don't do shit but go to work. Girl, halfway do that. Girl, you halfway go to work. You don't, girl, carry the groceries into the house. You calling Contessa talking about where the fucking ice cream at. Girl, you can't make yourself a fucking sandwich. Goddamn nigga, what is you good for? Anyways. Yeah, girl, that was it. The next review will be, of course, more in detail. But because we're so late, girl, y'all probably not going to watch this anyways, girl. Because like I said, the new episode come on Sunday. It's already Friday. Okay, yeah, that's it, y'all. All right. So that's a Married to Medicine recap / review, however you call it, whatever's the correct word. Yeah, we'll be back, girl, on Monday with this week's episode, and we'll be back, girl, on track. All right. Bye, y'all.